If Sumner doesn't watch any other part of this video, he needs to watch this part. This is a great example of why you always need to swing wide. This ball pops out, Sumner decides he's going to go for it, but they beat him. He still decides that he's going to go for it. He's cutting at it. If he makes contact with this ball, at best, it's going to pop right back to where it is right now. He makes contact. It winds up being a pass to them. He decides, all right, I'm going again. Goes again. Big whiff. He decides, okay, I'm going to go all the way around. Scoops it over everybody. Stays with it. Easy goal. And that is why you always need to go wide. Going over a threes game we played a few days ago. That guy O over there is actually a diamond player, and this is a good team. So let's see what we can do here to play a little bit better. Alright, easy goal right off the bat. No sweat. So no one goes on that kickoff, and we immediately kick it into their half, and now they're scrambling. It is good on Sumner to break here and let me go. Sumner breaks here, and he lets me go. They all whiff, except for that last guy. Now right here, I mean, it's understandable that we both want to go for this. We're both like the same distance away, relatively. And, I mean, if you get a touch, it's off the back wall, so that could potentially be good for us. If I get a touch, I'm thinking about shooting it, but it makes sense to both go here. So once I see that it's getting touched to the right, I'm out. Sumner deciding to stay here is not particularly a good idea. Peter's already facing this ball. Peter's in a good angle to shoot this ball. If Sumner touches this ball, it's going to touch to the wall and maybe be another pass out, but like it's going to be out of position for Peter, and I'm getting back. So a touch to the side here doesn't really help us much. I'm back. Now that cut, honestly, not a good cut. I should have just let that bounce. Sumner does a turn in the corner. That's kind of ill-advised unless you are going to go up and like kick this ball out, which he actually does. So I mean, like, if you're going to do that, then that's fine, but like I just don't know how often that's going to happen. So would have been a little bit better to get around, but good job to make the touch anyway. Alright, so I get the beat past them. Peter's behind me. Sumner's back. Some weird 50 stuff going on. Alright, so in this scenario, ball's coming off the wall. This dude O definitely has the next touch. So Sumner needs to basically circle back around and get to the back post and get ready for what could be his shot, or he could kick it into the corner. One of the two things is going to happen. He's either going to shoot it at the goal, or he's going to shoot it towards our corner. And either way, going to the swinging around here, you're going to be in position to make the save or make the clear. Instead, you go for it, and it's right over your head, and no one's back for it. So when you're the last man like that, you got to be careful about when you go. All right, next kickoff. To the right, Sumner's right there for it. I let him go. He goes off the wall, gets a touch around that guy. Pretty good touch. Stays with it, gets beat over his head. Peter's got the next touch. I let him go. Now right here, so I'm going to cut him off. I'm going to score. Now, even though I technically cut him off, this is a good cut, because right here, this is what Peter's looking at. He's saying, oh God, that's a tough ball to go for. And even though he's technically next in line to hit it, I mean, that's just a tough angle to work with. Whereas if you look at what I see that this baby's about to sit for me. So I decided to cut him off, and I have the angle. And furthermore, you can tell that he turns off it, so I probably called it. I probably called, like, okay, he gets the hit. I probably call, I'm going for it, because he just turns right off it, and there's the goal. So that's a good example of how communication is key. Next kickoff. It's a good kickoff. We do well to win it in their corner. And now we both go for it here. It would be better if one of us called that we were on it, because it's fine for both of us to follow, but only one of us really needs to follow, so we just need to call it out, like who's going to go for that. And since we both go, now Peter's in a tough position. He's the last man here and he's got to go. This guy cuts that. Now Sumner goes to turn this. There's no point in turning on this, because if you turn for this, at best it's going to hit the wall and it's going to pop right back out over for O, and then he's just going to be able to beat it right downfield. But luckily you miss it, so I'm there and I get to read off the wall and I'm able to push it past him. Now right here, let's back it up a little bit. Right here, I'm pushing this down the wall, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. Right here, I start to read that, like, he's facing away from it, and he's in place. So if either one of these guys makes a touch, it's going to be a soft touch, and it's going to be most likely back to me. So that's the reason I decided to stay here. Going for that ball while we're both in the corner, it's just not the move, Sumner. So now, O's got to beat out because it went right to him. Peter is the last man here in a really tough spot. Can't go, so he has to turn around. We got lucky that he sends that over to the corner. Now Peter cuts this to the wall to buy us some time, and I think in this scenario that's a good thing because we need time to get back. And luckily for us, it rides up the wall and it gives me time to get another touch into their half. Now right here, respect the attempt, but it's over you. You have to jump now. You have to jump for that like right now. Driving and stopping and then jumping, over you every time. So I get to be back into their half. Peter's on this ball. You get to be back over mid. This ball's coming down. I mean, that's a tough ball. You can get the angle on it, but I mean, that's just a tough ball. I'm behind Sumner here. I've got a much better angle to go for this ball because it's going to fall a little bit more, and I might be able to, you know, angle myself and get that on towards their net. So I'm actually going to get there first, and then put it on target. This is what it looks like from the air. You've stopped, and now you're waiting for this ball to come down. I'm going, I have boost, I have momentum. So I actually beat you to this ball. And I get to put it on target. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in. That would have been a nice goal for us to give us a 3-1 lead. They start pushing it. Now right here, the way we rotate back to net is not ideal. So in this scenario, Sumner should go to the back post, go around, and challenge this ball. Peter should get behind him, and basically we just need to form a conga line. Sumner gets to go, Peter gets behind him, and I get behind Peter. Instead, Peter cuts at this ball, and I get behind Sumner. And what winds up happening here is Sumner cannot go anymore because Peter's in front of him. So that would be a double commit. So Sumner stays in the net, and Peter goes at this ball and gets the miss. Now Sumner goes and winds up tipping it in. So if we play it like Sumner turns and goes, Sumner has a great angle to challenge this ball, and he can possibly get the clear out. If he doesn't, if Peter had gotten behind him, by the time Sumner makes it to that front post, Peter would have been at the back post, and he could have cleaned up whatever save, and then hopefully I would have been behind Peter at that point to clean up whatever needed to happen there, and we could have got some pressure going the other way. But instead it turned into a goal. Unfortunate. But we can switch that up. Next kickoff. I get back, and I'm in a position to get this ball. It would have been nicer if I could have gone sooner. Could have gotten a better touch, but you live and you learn. Alright, right here, this is off our backboard. Peter goes to challenge this. The guy misses. Peter's pushing it. Winds up popping out to the corner. Now, honestly, at this point, seeing that you're both in the corner, it's a tough spot for me. I don't know if I should get back or if I should stay and try and keep this in their half. I decided to stay and try and keep it in their half. This is basically the same cut that Peter made a little while ago to try and give you guys some time to get back. Only this time, O goes up the wall and just dunks me for the shot, which is really unfortunate. Which is why I guess as you get into the higher ranks, you can't be cutting it to the wall and doing that. We got lucky the first time, but the second time they were ready and they made us pay for it. Next kickoff. We both decided to go for this. There's no reason for Sumner to go for that kickoff. Now he's way in the other half of the field, and there's no reason for that. I challenge since it's over my head. I decide to challenge again. Sumner decides to challenge again. We both miss because those are both bad angles to challenge from. As soon as I miss this, I need to get to the back post and get behind probably Sumner at that point, because he should be coming in to get behind Peter's back post. But instead, we both make the wrong decision. We both turn towards the ball here. I go, I miss. Sumner goes, he misses. Peter goes, he gets the touch because he's the only person that actually rotated back around. So because Peter goes to the back post here, or towards it at least, he gets around, gets a good angle to actually be where he needs to be to take this ball. We kind of luck out here that they both, all three of them, sit on top of each other and let us just push it into their corner. But gets lucky and gets the beat out. See, I go to the back post this time. I realize that this is screwed at this point, so I swing out and I go to the back post, and because of that, I'm able to get a good clear. Sumner decides to cut me off, but that's neither here nor there, because I've got the ball now. So now I'm pushing it. Sumner's right behind me. It's beat past me. Okay. I'm dead. This is bad for Sumner. But I think it's worth noting here that both of you decided to play it safe. And it results in some pressure for us. So good decision there for both of you. There's absolutely no reason for me to go for that ball. That's just stupid. I spawned, probably kind of panicked, but no reason for me to go for that ball. Now we are both out of position. Luckily, Sumner is following close and makes a touch towards their net. Peter's right in position. This is good. I get behind Peter. Sumner gets behind me. I decide to swing wide. I should have gone for that ball, but I think I wanted the corner. Yeah, and then I saw it was rolling more towards us. I wanted the corner there, so I started headed towards the corner boost. But really, like, as soon as he missed, I should have went for that ball. Instead, Sumner's got to go now, and his angle is a little bit more shallow and gets there late. But luckily they hit it over our net, so it isn't a goal. So now I'm pressing this. I push to the corner. He cuts me off. Sumner goes. Now at this point, it's over you. You're not going to do anything productive. You should leave. I've got my boost headed in that direction. I will touch it. I make the touch, make another touch. Peter's coming in, hopefully, to finish this. Kind of gets flubbed in the middle. Sumner comes in. All right, here we go. Here's the easy goal. Oof, tough. But Peter somehow is able to get around the side there and just get the crazy crack finish and put that in the net. Amazing. Just skipping straight to overtime because the last minute of that game didn't have a whole lot to talk about. Again, Sumner going on the kickoff. Not sure what that's all about. But now he's out of position. That gets beat over his head. We luck out big time here that is over our net. Peter gets a good hit down into their half. Peter gets a very good set over the goal, but this guy's just good and he just cuts it off. So now I'm back. I go to the back post. Because I go to the back post, it's a very good shot from him to put that right in the corner, but I still make the save because I was wide enough. Now I have to cut that off because that's rolling to our net. And like right here, you've both got it. I mean, both of these are fine touches to make if Sumner wants to follow it, if Peter wants to follow it. They're both fine touches because it's most likely going to be over both of those people. But you just got to call it. You can't have, if both people go, you just got to call it. Because now you both missed. I have to chase this ball. It's over my head. GG. Maybe I don't have to chase this ball, but either way, it's mistakes like that give up those crucial overtime goals. So let me know what you guys think. I hope this isn't too preachy or lectury. I just want everyone to be able to play their best and see some of the mistakes that they're making and that we all make as a group and how we can improve upon some of those. All right, awesome. Catch you later.